Have you ever been in a job interview and suddenly the interviewer asks, "What demotivates you?" And in that moment, you freeze because no matter what answer comes into your mind, it feels wrong.
Exactly. If I'm honest, I'm afraid I'll sound negative. But if I say nothing demotivates me, they probably won't believe me.
That's exactly why this question is so difficult. Many candidates think it's a trap. They worry that one wrong answer could ruin the entire interview.
So, what do interviewers actually want? Do they want us to admit our weaknesses, or do they want the perfect answer?
Neither. They don't expect you to enjoy every situation at work. They know everyone loses motivation sometimes. What they really want to know is this: what affects your motivation, and what do you do about it?
Oh, so this question isn't really about being negative.
Exactly. And once you understand that, this becomes one of the easiest interview questions to answer. So, listeners, stay with us until the end, because today we'll show you a simple way to answer this question honestly, professionally, and with confidence. Now let's answer the biggest question. What should you actually say when the interviewer asks, "What demotivates you?" Tom, what would your first answer be?
Honestly, I might say I don't like working with difficult people.
And that's exactly where many candidates lose points. Not because it's impossible, but because it sounds like you're blaming other people.
So, I shouldn't talk about people?
You can, but it's much safer to talk about the work, not the person. Remember, interviewers aren't trying to find out who annoys you. They're trying to understand how you work.
So, what's a better answer?
Choose professional situations. For example, you could say, "I feel less motivated when expectations aren't clear," or "I find it difficult to stay motivated when communication is unclear."
That sounds much better, because I'm talking about the situation, not attacking anyone.
Here's another example. Instead of saying, "My manager never explains anything," you could say, "I work best when goals and expectations are clearly communicated." Can you hear the difference?
Yes, the first answer sounds like a complaint. The second sounds professional.
Right. Now let's look at another mistake. Many people choose answers that have nothing to do with work. For example, "I hate waking up early," "I don't like Mondays," "I get bored very easily." Those answers don't tell the interviewer anything useful about how you work.
So, my answer should always be connected to the workplace?
Yes, think about situations that can affect your motivation at work. For example, unclear instructions, poor communication, doing repetitive tasks for a long time, or working without a clear purpose. These are all professional answers.
But if I say those things, won't I still sound negative?
Not if you keep your answer balanced. This is very important. Don't make it sound like you completely lose motivation. Instead, show your preference. For example, "I prefer working with clear goals because they help me stay focused and productive."
Oh, that sounds much more positive.
Exactly. You're not saying, "I can't work." You're saying, "This is the environment where I do my best work." There's a big difference.
I never thought about it that way.
And that's exactly what interviewers want to hear. They know every employee has things that make work more difficult. They're not looking for someone who is motivated every second of every day. They're looking for someone who understands themselves, someone who knows what helps them perform well, and someone who can stay professional even when things aren't perfect.
So, the goal isn't to pretend that nothing affects me.
The goal is to show self-awareness. A good answer doesn't say, "I never lose motivation." A good answer says, "I understand what affects my motivation, and I know how to handle it."
I think that's the biggest lesson.
This question isn't testing whether I'm a positive person, it's testing whether I'm a mature professional.
And in the next part, we'll show you how to turn a potentially negative answer into one that actually makes interviewers trust you even more. Now we've reached the most important part. Many candidates know what demotivates them, but they stop there, and that's the mistake.
So, it's not enough to say what demotivates me?
Exactly. Interviewers are listening for one more thing. What do you do next? That's what really matters.
Can you give me an example?
Of course. Let's say you answer, "Sometimes I feel less motivated when expectations are unclear." That's a good start, but don't stop there. Continue with, "Whenever that happens, I ask questions, confirm priorities, and make sure I understand the task clearly."
Oh, now I'm showing how I solve the problem.
Here's another example. You could say, "I sometimes feel less motivated when I do repetitive tasks for a long time." Then add, "But I try to improve the process, learn something new, or take on additional responsibilities."
That sounds much stronger because I'm not just talking about the problem, I'm talking about my response.
And that's what interviewers want to see. They know every job has challenges. Every employee has moments when motivation goes down. The difference is how you handle those moments.
So every good answer has 3 simple steps.
Yes, very simple. First, say what affects your motivation. Second, explain what you do about it. Third, show the positive result.
So instead of ending with the problem, I finish with the solution.
Right. When you do that, your answer no longer sounds negative. It sounds professional. It shows that you're responsible, solution-focused, and able to manage challenges at work.
I think that's the biggest change. Interviewers aren't judging me because I lose motivation sometimes. They're judging me by how I respond when it happens.
And that's why a thoughtful answer will always leave a stronger impression than pretending nothing ever affects your motivation. Before we finish, let's look at 3 common mistakes that can quickly hurt your answer.
Good, because I think this is where many people lose points.
Now, mistake number 1, talking negatively about other people. For example, "My manager never listened," or "My coworkers were lazy." This makes you sound difficult to work with. Instead, talk about the situation, not the person.
What's the second mistake?
Mistake number 2, choosing something that isn't work-related. For example, "I hate waking up early," or "I don't like Mondays." These answers don't tell the interviewer anything useful about your professional attitude. Choose situations that are connected to work.
And the biggest mistake?
Mistake number 3, stopping after the negative point. Many candidates simply say, "I don't like unclear communication," and then they stop. Always explain how you deal with it. That's the part interviewers care about most.
So every strong answer should end with a solution, not a complaint.
Exactly. Remember this simple idea. Don't blame, don't complain. Show responsibility. That's what leaves a professional impression.
Now I'd like to ask you another question. What demotivates you at work?
I feel less motivated when expectations are not clear. I like knowing exactly what the goals and priorities are because it helps me stay focused and do my best work.
That's understandable. What do you usually do in that situation?
I don't make assumptions. Instead, I ask questions, confirm the priorities with my manager, and make sure I understand the task correctly. I've learned that clear communication helps prevent mistakes and keeps everyone on the same page.
Good. Is there anything else that can affect your motivation?
Sometimes repetitive tasks can feel less motivating, especially if I do the same thing for a long time. However, I try to find small ways to improve the process, learn a new skill, or take on additional responsibilities. That helps me stay engaged and continue growing.
I like that approach. It sounds like you focus on finding solutions rather than complaining.
Yes, exactly. I believe every job has challenges. What's important is staying professional, adapting to the situation, and continuing to do quality work.
Thank you. That's a thoughtful and mature answer.
So, Tom, today we learned that what demotivates you is not a trick question.
Right. The interviewer doesn't expect you to be motivated all the time.
They want to see that you understand yourself and know how to handle challenges professionally.
So remember, 3 simple steps. First, say what affects your motivation. Second, explain what you do about it. Third, finish with a positive action or solution.
Don't blame people. Don't complain. Show responsibility and a problem-solving mindset.
Simple English, real situations, professional answers.
Now it's your turn. What demotivates you at work, and how do you handle it? Write your answer in the comments below. And if this lesson helped you, please like this video, subscribe to Focused English with CC, and keep practicing with us. We'll see you in the next lesson.